Tell you the truth, and this is why I tell women: think about everybody you're gonna put in jeopardy when you're doing this shit. Everybody that's gonna get involved. If you got teenage sons, you got older brothers, uncles that's active. Think about all these people that's gonna get involved, and you gonna lose some.
Well, Wack, I don't know if you heard the first part of the audio that we played when the two Blueface and her brother was having the conversation, chopping it up. So my question was, and I want to ask you, do you feel like as a man, if you because in their
He
conversation, the
bring
brother
at
pretty
this
much
point he
said
bringing
that
that on himself.
I was gonna say because he's
And
admitting
see,
that he does
see,
that,
he
and
had
then
them
he's checking him on
conversations.
that.
You
That's
ain't
for
play it
that camera.
again?
If you notice, he ain't got his homies with him because they'll smash that nigga. Like Bodine them, they ain't finna be no talking. They gonna pull up soon they get to ask the question. They gonna smash him, max him out. I just see them niggas beat niggas half to death. Right? So that's that camera shit. That's that they set up that on camera shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause
Got you.
he know the right setting. He know how it's gonna go. You know what I'm
It
saying? So it's
already.
like end of the day, I told him, I said, nephew, you don't see the play? She utilizing you to put her whole family on this Kim Kardashian shit
Yeah,
going on.
now the brother on reality TV.
Wack, did you hear the
Right.
audio?
Nah, you know that you notice I'm not around for nothing. They knew not to bring none of that shit around me. I can't. I'm not fucking with that. Cause it's gonna get live. Like it's gonna get real life, like real quick. Like I don't that shit that happened out there in Baltimore. He knew he was out of line. Nigga, you out there dolo. He didn't even tell us. Nigga snuck out there. Cause he know if niggas is there, it's gonna get live. Niggas would have ran through the whole family. The whole family. He ended up whooping on the daddy anyway and getting away with it. So you know he'd have 5, 6 hitters with him. Them little niggas fight. Zilla, Bodine, the little one, Tiny, all them niggas really fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I told him, I said, y'all gonna keep playing and somebody gonna get hurt. They gonna pop up at the wrong place with that bullshit and them niggas is gonna go.
He made
Bottom
him look like a
line.
hypocrite.
Bottom line. You know, the daddy, I mean, where y'all was at when this little girl was homeless running around Hollywood? Shit crazy.
Mm.
Where any of y'all was at?
That's a
She should
fact.
have,
That's a
you
fact.
know, fuck
Hmm.
going on. So,
Now
end
the
of the
brother want to act like I want to protect her and type shit, and then he just admitted that he hit, his girlfriends and shit like that. So you just basically you a hypocrite.
I do not play that shit. I'm gonna get the fuck away from you quick. Any signs of that type of aggression, I'm out. This new wave shit, I ain't with that kind of shit. You gonna have to have some type of submission or something. Like I hear you. Like women got a hard job. They gotta know when to shut the fuck up, even when they shouldn't have to. But right now, this ain't the time.
I wanted to ask you another question just while we on the topic of Blueface, because they're premiering the series tonight, I believe, the Crazy in Love shit. So, do you think this is a good move for him career wise? Getting into the actual TV show. I know it was talked about for a minute now.
No, I think it's too. I think it's premature. But he helping her out. All I can do is jump back on the music, get the music back out there. I don't know if you noticed, niggas is on their way out to reality shows.
What you mean by that?
Bill, most people you see on reality shows is niggas is on their way out, or niggas that
Oh,
ain't got
okay.
no name at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is the second episode.
So, Wack, do you feel like this series, do you see it benefiting him at all in any way, shape, or form, or do you think it's
No, not really. It's gonna help her, not him. Uh,
just watching this shit play out?
So when you have artists, do you just let them make their own moves? Like, do you like coach them in any way, or like do
Oh
you say
no, they
that?
can't. They even if you make your own move, I gotta
Hmm.
sign off on it. I ain't, Lemmy just my partner. He came and brought me a check. He pulled up on me, gave me 50,000. What's this for? Man, if I need you to let it happen. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna need you to let some shit happen too. So I'm one of those guys that I keep. That's what you're doing. You can't do nothing unless I sign that shit off. So he pulled up on me and brought me something. Just after they was already doing what they was doing. You know, then they got to come to me for the music and everything else. So, but I ain't tripping. I need a couple slots over there on Zeus to bring some shows in there. That's what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
Shit, chess, not checkers. Want me to let that happen? I need this to happen.
Do you really think that reality TV going somewhere? Or are they just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
try to change the formula?
And they got 1.4 million subscribers on that thing. They pay $5 a month.
That's
that's what I
true.
was gonna say. That transition from OnlyFans to Zeus,
Yeah,
that
but
move.
that what he doing on OnlyFans is something different than what he doing on Zeus.
Yeah, I want
Right,
to.
but I think it solidified a following as far as
That's her show. That's not
TV.
his.
Oh shit!
No, that was
Right,
his show. It'd be a whole nother thing.
right, right, right.
Krishan makes great for television.
Yeah,
Y'all
well, I mean, the
together?
thing about it is like, how long y'all want to watch that shit? It ain't got no longevity in it.
It don't because a lot of the scenes are like it's almost like, well, I'll just say the first scene because it's
It's
only
the
been like
same
one
shit over and
episode.
over again.
Yeah, it's like literally you're watching shit you saw on Instagram, um, where you're like putting the pieces together, like, oh, okay, I saw that on Instagram when they had the outfit on or this or whatever. And then you can tell like on that first episode, like majority of the filming was that one day. And then at the beginning of that filming, it was kind of like I didn't like the way they did it because you could tell like they had did like one of those kind of filmings like after everything went down, then they kind of did this like filming in the beginning, like where we gonna go with this. And I think Blueface made the comment. He said he was like, what you do, he was like, what would you do if your dad jumped in? And she was like, I jump in and fight him too. But before she did that, she was like, ah, like nigga, like, like she kind of like, and like kind of told me when she made that noise, like that already transpired. We're just doing this kind of like filming at the beginning for the show. I mean, this filming right now for the beginning of the show, but that fight had already transpired. So I was like, I don't know if this gonna last. It's not really giving what it's supposed to give when it comes to reality TV, but definitely it's gonna get a lot of views. I definitely am gonna tune in. Drama is drama, entertainment is entertainment. Unfortunately, it stimulates your mind, and so I'm definitely gonna check the show out, a few more times after this. Hell, I watched the whole series.
But when
Well,
do we
Rue,
stop
I wanted to
supporting?
ask you. Oh, my bad.
No,
Real
I
quick,
was saying,
Nutty.
go ahead.
Oh, go. We about to play tag. Hold on.
Don't.
Now, I wanted to ask Rue a question. To her and Tommy's point, right quick. When it comes to Krishan's character, so how I look at the situation is, she's known and entertaining for fighting. That's what got her claim to fame, right? Just in my opinion. So, do you think she has longevity entertainment wise? Because to me, it's like, all right, so you pretty much gotta fight all your life to have that position. Like, do you think she can convert to anything else, or
Yeah,
like, how do
absolutely.
y'all see that?
Absolutely. When you have a publicist, when you have a team or, people that really support what you got going on, you can always reinvent yourself. You can always, she can kind of shift the narrative at any point. I think she gonna probably run with this character, this persona for the next like 2-3 years, shit, until she kind of realize like I'm making, if she's still making good money, she's making good money, or maybe she got a song and it started busting and she actually hit the charts or some shit like that. I don't know. I think it's
She
gonna
got
with
that one
growth.
song,
Yeah,
that
but
it's a
that
vibe
ain't that
song.
ain't that ain't
I
that
actually
ain't.
listened to it. I recently listened to it, and I was like, oh
Man, that
shit, it
shit
ain't
been
that
out
bad.
18 months.
Yeah, no, that it's not that great of a song to me. I remember someone said it on the stage the other day. They said, "It's okay, but if I keep hearing that shit, I'm gonna be like, turn it off. Please, turn that shit off. I
For
can't
me, it
listen
was
to that
better
shit
than
over
what
and
I
over."
think because I had such low expectations for her. I think that's why, you know what I'm saying? You know, when you picture something and you like, all right, this is about to be a piece of shit. I think
Yeah.
that's why I enjoyed it because I was like, oh, this is different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think it was horrible.
I think she's definitely going to be able to reinvent herself in the future, especially as she starts to grow as a woman. If she ends up pregnant, she definitely gonna have to grow the fuck up. So
That's
I
the
think she
worst
has a
thing she can do
opportunity to
right
change.
now. She
Huh?
Mhm.
get pregnant right now is over with.
Okay, you're right about that, but at the same
Worst
time,
thing
like
she can do.
with people like Cardi B, different
Don't
celebrities,
even
young
do that.
ladies,
Yo, yo, yo,
And
yo, yo,
Cardi
yo,
B is
yo.
don't
like
do
a
it. Don't do it.
Don't
Don't
even,
reach.
don't even
Cardi, trying
do
to
Let's
it.
lower the
reach.
one in a
standards
I
for
was
real.
million.
Let's talk
Don't
trying
about
to
even fuck
reach.
violence.
out of here, man.
Let's
I
Don't
do
was
even,
Yo,
trying
you're
violence.
to
not with it.
reach.
don't even
Let's do those
disrespect
violent
Cardi like
girls.
that. That's crazy.
Lady,
Give
So you
better
just gonna hit my hand
examples.
like that?
That's
You just
crazy that
you
you
just
even
slapped it down.
put
Okay,
that
Cardi,
let's
over
Cardi
Cardi
getting an
let's
B.
give
M and
better
I
M
examples.
and a
mute it.
half. And
Okay, like I'll give you some examples, right? Because I don't feel like it's a lot of longevity in it. I.e. Tommy, right? She had her time, her reign, where she was that girl. She was the um Christian, right? Where she had a daughter, where she was violent, where she was fighting all the time or whatever, but it only lasted so long, right? Jocelyn, same shit, right? So it's kind of like, to me, it's really, you can be the it girl for now. It'll happen for you for a hot second, but you can't keep fighting for the. It's like you're fighting all your life. Like, you can't just keep fighting and keep fighting. It's only but so much. You only but so hot for so long when it comes to that shit, and then you water down, and then it's a new girl. So I don't know. I don't
Is
really feel like
is
it's a longevity
is
in it.
Cardi B the only one who has done reality and then truly blown up off of it?
No.
There has been like
Yeah, to this
many
magnitude.
blow
Yup.
ups, but like to the magnitude that Cardi B had is
She's the
like a
only
one
one,
in a
right?
million chance. Like that never happens. The thing about
Oh
people in
yeah.
reality TV shows is
Just
this: is like
echoing.
you come how you're known, right? And a lot of people that end up on reality TV shows is people that we don't know. We just kind of see them on there and then they blow up. But there's also a curse to reality TV shows, right? And I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the same people on Love Island and the same people on The Challenger and The Bachelor, you kind of see them cycle through these reality TV shows,
hmm
is because they really can't do much outside of reality TV. They can't really get a job. You know, they can't really get into acting. They can't really do much. They're not a lot of them aren't like real musicians. They're talented. They kind of just have to keep going into reality TV shows and keep getting booked as much as they can because that's how they can eat. But there's
Fact,
almost kind of
Tommy,
like a
I agree with that because, like, when we look at Jocelyn, I fucked with her character for reality TV, but I've never went to a Love and Hip Hop episode and was like, oh my God, let me listen to her music. You know what I mean? Like, it never translated to that.
Well, I want to say
So,
That
before
one
Jocelyn.
song
go ahead,
though.
Bridget.
Well,
Welcome
wait a
to
minute.
Vegas, baby.
Before
I want to ride. I
Jocelyn,
want to ride.
before Jocelyn, it was K Michelle. I mean, before Cardi B was K Michelle. K Michelle kind of made it, you know.
Nah, she had a career before.
She was,
Sure
I was
But
just gonna
did.
say, she was already
I
She
on.
was
know,
a
but
Yeah,
still,
before.
musician.
you
She had a
know,
career before Spice too. Like Spice was a somebody before
K
she got on Love and Hip
Michelle
Hop.
is not a third of Cardi B.
I
Right.
said before Cardi B. I just said before Cardi
This
B.
Cardi
Mm.
B shit
I
go.
mean, I'm just saying, like, I think it
How
helped her.
much you
It helped
think
her
K
for real.
Michelle picking up a night? Like 5,000?
Some shit like that. She ain't a third of Cardi. Cardi probably up to like 2 million right now.
Yeah, she got paid
No, she
one
not no
million
Cardi
for
B,
she
but
got paid 1 million for 30 minutes. So
Yeah, she.
yeah, she not no Cardi B, but it has helped her
This,
though.
can I ask y'all this? What do you think Cardi did differently than these women to solidify where she's at?
I can
Music.
because she's
music
a
for
legend.
sure.
Music, and I'm gonna
Music.
tell you the other thing, because I
Music
really
in
When the
don't
one
get
last
in.
time
season.
you seen
But
Cardi on TV doing a reality show?
right. But people like my wife liked Cardi B off of the show. She truly liked Cardi B. And she don't listen to her music, but she liked her when she was on there. So I think she one had a personality that got lucky and carried over. And then her music, she came with it. And a lot of them just don't do that. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
She been an
And that's what I was
influencer though. Like
saying
she
with
been had
the,
the following
and that's what I'm
before she
saying,
got
the
on there.
difference between her and Jocelyn, because it's like, all right, you got the position on the show, but your music don't translate to anything hot. So with Cardi, it's like, all right, we see you on reality TV. Then it's like, oh shit, you really do got bangers. You know what I'm saying? So I think it adds to the star power.
Y'all don't
Like
fuck with
Thor
the
was
Puerto
saying with the
Rican
person.
princess. You
Yeah,
don't
The
I
fuck with
last
her.
no.
song
I
I fucked
think it
with
was
was "Do It
definitely
Like
a
Your
Do
B
it like
I
a
Day."
show,
I
B
think the
day.
I think her also having a following on YouTube prior to that also helped too. She was a little fighter. She put all her business out on YouTube. Then she had the whole like I want to say she was like that little local celebrity from just kind of like you dig into Cardi B's background a little bit.
New
Everybody's done it,
York.
and she's shared her background. A lot of people have exposed her background, so I feel like she was probably like this little local celebrity in a strip club. Then she was fighting bitches all day long. She had her whole little YouTube situation going on. When she got onto Love and Hip Hop, she made her focus. Hey, I'm trying to get in the studio. I'm studio. They don't take me seriously. Studio. And then she started to she really incorporated her, like they really put her, or she put herself in the scenes where she was always in a studio setting, or she was talking about wanting to do music with that guy. I think his name is DJ
DJ
Easier. I don't
Self,
know.
his name is
Self.
Self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ Self. Yeah. So I think that's what it was. Plus, she didn't ride the reality TV wave for too long. I think Cardi B was only there for 2 seasons. And when she was on the show, she made everybody laugh. She was super goofy. Like you've never really saw a character like that on TV. Like on these type of reality TV shows, everybody's trying to be serious, sexy, and have a battle. She was funny, quirky, and like low key kind of like weird as hell, and it just intrigued you, and it just made you want to like check out this girl who she is. So
I think one thing that separates Cardi from a lot of people is the fact that she was able to solidify a fan base, right? And I think with a lot of artists that, they can make great music all they want, but if you don't have the fan base behind you, who's really supporting you, right?
Right.
Who's buying your albums? Who's paying for your mixtapes? Who's buying merch? Who's buying tickets, right? Who's actually supporting you? And one thing Cardi was able to do is not only curate a fan base on TV, right? She had a huge people loved Cardi. People was watching Love and Hip Hop just for Cardi at some point.
Mm.
And not only that, she was able to still maintain her social media presence. So she was constantly making content, constantly making posts. Like her videos in the cars, just cracking jokes was absolutely hilarious.
Y'all
So
remember
not
the
only,
corn?
yeah, and what's crazy? She dropped 2 bodies of work while she was on Love and Hip Hop. Right, she had the 2 mixtapes. One of her mixtapes was absolutely fantastic. Like she took her time on making that. And I don't even feel like Mona Scott was even prepared for Cardi to blow up in the way that she did. And I'm happy she left reality TV show the time that she did, because then that's the time where she can actually focus on making music. And she just kept doing what? Putting out bangers after bangers after bangers. And the girls loved her. So I'd say to become like a Cardi B from reality TV show, like not really having that big of a platform, getting on Love and Hip Hop, and then having a career after and curating such a strong fan base is like a 1 in a million chance.
Like you
It's
wanted
almost
her to win.
impossible. Yeah, like everybody wanted Cardi to win. We all loved.
I wanted her to win so bad. Like when that man dissed her and like she said, watch when I be something, like I felt that. Like watch when I be something, because she was doing YouTube, she was doing Instagram. That's why I ended up watching it, because I was a Cardi B fan. Like she was so funny on like, Instagram, right? Like she was hilarious. And it just seemed like when she wanted to be on there, she wanted to work. You seen her grind. She really wanted to make it. Like people kept playing in her face, didn't believe her, and then now it's kind of like, yeah, bitch, I'm shitting on you. So I know that nigga. I know that nigga sick though. That nigga that shitted on her, I know he's sick as fuck.
I know the girl who got the shoe thrown at her can't sleep at night.
Yo,
Knowing
but
Cardi
I
won.
think I think to Tommy's point that you hit on something important, and I know Wack had touched on it before when he was giving us a breakdown. Like you could be a talented ass individual, but if you don't know how to work yourself, social media wise, and networking wise and all that shit, it really don't mean shit in today's time versus somebody who don't really got that much talent or could do a little bit of something but they know how to work their platforms. So I think that also played a role too, because it's like regardless of whether you think she's the hottest lyricist or not, one thing you can say is she know how to work herself.
Yeah, what's an artist
It
without a
was
fan base?
authentic.
You
This
know?
may be a wild assumption though. What is Cardi B? She like left-handed, right? Was Jay Z, he left-handed. Was 50 Cent, he left-handed. Was Snoop Dogg, he's left-handed. Was Eminem, he's
Man,
left-handed.
this
Come
nigga
on,
weird,
bro.
man. Ain't
I'm
Y'all
about.
nobody
be
saying
coming
I
that.
up
know
with
Cardi
weird
B. I
shit.
know
It's not
Cardi
Yo.
B
weird.
saying
They
fuck
could
I'm
be.
any.
like, oh, it
It's not
sound like
weird.
hocus.
It's not weird, but if you look at the hit Oprah, she left-handed. If
Oh,
you
So
man.
look
what
at the
about
hit
all the
Bro,
right-handed
Oprah,
successful
nigga.
people? Like this,
Some
exactly. There's a
ambidextrous people
lot.
out there, right?
There's a
Those
lot.
writers
There's a
who make the number
tremendous
one
amount.
hits are all right-handed. So
Yo.
There's a lot. There's a
I want
tremendous
to.
amount of
What about
right-handed
her
people.
Man,
authenticity?
throw
Like
him to
she's
the
she's
goo.
real, and she put like real emotions on the line in a lot of her music, and like her realness is what brought her to the forefront. I feel like she, not along with the shit she was saying was fly. Her music was good, but like that fucking album when she just was so real with her
I think her
feelings.
whole persona, period, is just real. And I think that's what built her a genuine audience. Like, you know, like how on social media, and I'll just use like an influencer, like an Instagram model. It's like, all right, we see your content and we like it because you got the hottest this, the hottest that. But with Cardi, how she came out, like, you know, I felt like she was genuinely being herself. You know, she was before she got her teeth done and shit. She was fucking up that corn and shit. Like, you know, different things that you can actually relate to her on. So I think when people have, you know, they do take the work to build up their fan base based off of actually being themselves, it ties into what Naughty was saying about actually supporting and genuinely wanting that person to win because you got the backstory, you got watching their journey from getting from point A to point B, and that's more inspirational than, you know, somebody who you just seen show up out of nowhere. You know, they got the Instagram starter package going, you know, with the butt, the lip, you know what I'm saying, the whole nine, and but there's no
Ice
personality
Spice.
there. Yeah, yeah, kind of like Ice Spice. Yeah, like regardless of what people saying about her right now, the fact that you know she's natural, women can relate to her because it's like, all right, I don't look at you and feel like you know what I'm saying, like you trying to play a role, like you being yourself. You got the little curly red top, little Annie shit going on, but you know what I'm saying. Like her audience, and she said it actually in one of her interviews. The interview that she did with Erica Badu and Puma, she touched on the fact that her art. She noticed that when she was doing, you know, the look that the aesthetic that everybody's going for, she said her fans wasn't fucking with her as much as they do now. You know what I'm saying, with her authentic self. So I think that works to people's advantage and they don't get it. Like when you really yourself, I think it works to your favor because you don't got to think twice about, you know, how you look and you know what I'm saying? Like it's not as hard to keep up with. When you fronting and you know trying to play a certain role and it's not really you, then people can't relate to that cuz you know what I'm saying? Cuz you can't even relate to it. But that's my thoughts on that. Anybody else who want to talk? Like, we got a whole lot of new faces that I see on the stage and shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't be shy to speak.
Well,
Join the
that's the
combo, guys.
evolution of artists, right? She started off natural, but next year, after she get a stylist and you know what I'm saying, she got the whole label behind her, there is gonna be a different vibe or flavor to her, you know, what's like how she looks and shit. Like she looks amazing and you write that natural kind of like just off the cuff, spontaneous shit is important. But every artist grows, you know, into a next level and they get on some other shit after that. Like she's not gonna look the same in a year from now.
Mm.
Hey, I will
Hi,
also say
Danny.
that I ain't gonna lie, like when I just gotta put this on the record. When I first heard Cardi B's ran down on that bitch twice, and how it played off that scene where she's like, if we having beef, we gonna be forever. That's when she had my heart, okay? Like I ain't gonna lie. Like Cardi, I was like, who is this
We
girl?
felt
Like
that
she
in
is
our soul.
hilarious. Like she was so funny to me. Like I remember I was like, I was hitting I had that song going. I was playing that song and my best friend was like, bitch, you are so embarrassing. And I was like, why? And she's like, why are you playing this shit? This shit is so fucking embarrassing. I was like, this just slap. Like, I like
I love
Cardi.
that song.
But then I was also a big Nicki Minaj fan. So when she first came out, I was like really a fan of Cardi. So I watched how, their shit transpired. And I kind of like was a little put off by her because I was like, yo, what's up with her? Like they both from New York. I get it though. You gotta go for the top. the top girl at the time, but it was kind of like, I don't know, it was like very manipulative the way she was going about it, because I felt like at the end of the day, she really just wanted to work with Nicki Minaj at some point. Like that was probably like one of the girls she wanted to work with in the industry, because she did mention that in a live that I watched with one of her first lives when she was like becoming a star, a real big star. So long story short, over time, like I had a period where I was just not. I was like, I don't like Cardi. I don't. She too much. She throwing shoes and shit. She really like out here doing the most. Like a lot of stuff was coming up. Negative stuff about her was coming up, and I was like, I ain't being too judgy on her because I ain't perfect. Of course, I got flaws and shit like that. But at the same time, I was like in the public eye, a public opinion. I was just like, this girl is kind of like she was cool, but like she wild and she doing too much. But over time, I'm telling y'all, this girl really grew on me. I just kind of like was like,
What happened to Erica Mena though?
I
Why
like
Erica Mena
Cardi.
ain't get there?
Yeah, I cannot not like Cardi because Cardi is hilarious. She's been putting out some good music I can't help but to listen to. So I do genuinely fuck with the girl. Um, believe it or not, I really do fuck with her, even though I like Nicki.
But since we
I fuck
talking
with her.
about Nikki, Danny,
There it was. I lined it up, man.
Oh
Period.
I
yeah.
want to why
Yeah.
Erica
um,
Mena. She was on that same kind of lane.
Cause she a freak, that's
But
why.
Erica make music. Yeah, you can listen to something by
I don't
Erica.
think she was that talented, but she was whatever. She was a savage. She was trying to get in there. What happened? Nobody liked her. It was
Well,
not real, or
we wasn't really focused on Erica Mena.
Yo,
We was
yeah,
we
Erica
wasn't.
was pretty
She's
though.
not a factor in none of this
yeah,
conversation, in my opinion.
she's
Outside of
not.
reality TV.
She
But
all
was
right.
getting passed around.
since we're talking about Cardi B and we're talking about Nicki, we're about to do the next story. We have a video of dead Flocka's mom speaking on her experience with Nicki and Gucci and how she feels that Gucci didn't really fuck with Nicki or whatever like that. So she's explaining what's going on at this kind of like, what is this barber shop thing? So we're gonna play the audio.
Math Hoffa podcast.
Oh, okay. Shout out to that.
Get in the car, Mr. Ambrose. Your poverty test is over. Now, graduation.
You know what hurt me? Gucci couldn't stand her. He didn't like. He didn't like her. But for you to give these big ups to this shit that he did, that shit was crazy. He ain't do nothing for you. He didn't even like her. He had a fit when I had him getting on a record. But I wanted all of them to work together like they all have, because we're a family. Right. So we all have to be together. It can't be any of these. He's very selfish. He's very much to himself. I don't even understand how he get to sign artists. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, an artist ain't never going to let another artist become bigger than them. I never like artists signing other artists because they're not going to let them become bigger than them. Fact. And you have to understand that. But you can't disacknowledge. Like when I sit there and I'll be looking at them, I'll be like, what the fuck? All of this stuff went on. All these things went on. You don't say anything, like nothing. Georgia did a lot for you. Right. A lot.
See, Bimmy sat in that chair right there and was just this upset about the fact that Nikki didn't acknowledge you in her speech. He went in about that.
Yo, so many, I didn't see it. But, you know, like every time, like all the stuff, whatever's going on with her now, people will call me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes through my stuff, people will hit me. Some of her minions will hit me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Dad, why you not saying anything about Nikki going through da-da-da? Everybody, you know, people will always say that, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't always see this stuff because I don't live through social media. Right. So I don't always see all of the things that's going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when people come to me and try to say negative, I'm not going to let you say negative about her. You know, I don't want you can't talk negative about her to me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not even upset. I don't never have to be near her. You understand? But I've always told all of them, If we never make it in this music, that's fine. But don't take you away from me.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I always could get. Listen to me. If I push the shopper cart up and down the goddamn street collecting cans and bottles or whatever, I'm gonna get money. Okay, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Right. This shit didn't make me. Right. Mm-hmm. It didn't make me. I've been getting money. And everything ain't always about that. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with that. It was the people. It was what I enjoyed. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed working with them. Did you look at Nikki as your daughter? Yeah. Yeah. Because you didn't have one. Yeah. I did. I did. That was my baby. It's like anything she wanted, she got it. Anything. I wanted her. I remember her birthday. I got her this little diamond. You know, I remember her furs. I wanted all them furs coming up in there. So every time she walked out there on BT, she was coming to something else long. Mm-hmm. She's so pretty, so tiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just so tiny. And I love her. And nobody's gonna take that away. I wouldn't give a fuck what anybody say or how they say something. You know, even to Fendi, to the stuff with us, it wasn't like a beef. It was a beef because we got into it because you wanted the cover to be called Fat Pussy. And I didn't want that. I'm not selling sex. Well, I didn't want her to be. That's how that beef started with me and him. Hold on. The cover, her album? Her come up DVD. He had a come the come up DVD. Wanted to be called Fat Pussy. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, and then over like that. Well, I didn't like that. Offending you wild boys, son. Yeah, that's how that started with me and him. Mm-hmm. And he took this shit to a whole nother level. I ain't even gonna go there with that shit. But he took this shit to a whole nother level. But the whole thing was, right. We're not selling sex with her. I'm not gonna let you do this shit with her. Right. Like, I don't want her to be that. And she wasn't Kim. And everybody kept trying to make her be there. But it wasn't her. It was all the other people. They wanted another person like that. Right. No, she's going to be her own individual. Right. Mm-hmm. And she really didn't want that. She knew what she wanted. And I'm going to honestly say she knew what she wanted. Mm-hmm. So my job was to give her what she wanted. Mm-hmm. And I can't let people do that. And if it's me, then I'll take that hit. I don't give a damn. Right. But that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. You're not going to do this with her. Her shit was so secretive. I didn't even know Safari was her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. For how long? A long time. I didn't know Safari was her boyfriend. You know what? Yeah, I didn't know it. Was that you? Wait, so they just around each other like? I thought because you walk in the room, they just hop off the couch. No, I thought he was a hype guy. Right. But see, I started learning also because, you know, another thing that people didn't know is Nicki and Safari was also with Full Force before. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Wait, what Full Force?
It was a group. Stand out with Full Force. What? Yeah. Wow. They was there for a lot of people don't know all of this stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that is a history behind everybody that nobody ever talks about this shit. Mm-hmm. That's why people don't know what's really going on, because people omit so many things out of this shit. They omit a lot.
They count on your silence, Deb. We talked about this. They count on your silence.
And they feel like, oh, she.
Who in the fuck
Everybody
didn't
with
know that
Wack100
Safari and Nikki
robocalls
was
paid
together?
every second
Get
in the
the
U.S.
fuck out of here. What do you mean? Safari the one took it to the group like they was on fucking radio shows, K Slate show. Like that shit wasn't no fucking secret.
What full force are they talking about? They talking about old school full force?
Nah, fuck nah. They had a little group. Safari and his buddies had a group. He brought Nikki into it. I don't know what that, but
Okay.
see what Deb got to do with Safari and Nikki anyway. That's where you start.
Well, it sounded like she was more so highlighting the shit with Gucci first and
Yeah.
then rabbit hole into that.
But what Deb got to do with Safari and Nikki anyway?
It sounded like she was only making a reference to the fact that
Wasn't
the
she their
girl
manager
wasn't
or
on
something
that
like
type
that?
of time. And so
Fuck no.
therefore, you didn't even know that she had a boyfriend because she wasn't on that type of time even to be naming the album Fat Pussy. You didn't even know she had a fucking
Man,
boyfriend.
Safari, yo, man, go listen to the music. Safari wrote all the music, man. Listen to it. Go listen to
Thank you,
Safari's
Wack.
music. Listen to Nicki's music. Safari penned every line of that shit.
So where Naughty at? Naughty, what you think about that?
Hello?
Birdman did a fucking pub deal with Safari because he was Nicki's pen. It's facts.
Um,
I'm the one got
what
Safari out of the pub deal.
Wack didn't Dad play a pivotal moment in Nicki life
Deb
though
ain't
at a point in
paid shit
time?
and nothing.
Oh,
Deb
What?
is motherfucking Waka Flocka's mama.
That's what I
right.
was
I thought
thinking.
that.
I never heard her
Come on
attached
with
to
that shit.
Nikki prior to that interview. I've never heard them attached that type of
Yeah,
way.
that Safari,
Yeah,
all that Safari brought her in, moved her around, made her part of the group, pinned her shit, did all that.
So
She
wait a
did all
minute,
that.
because I always looked at the one thing I always gave Nicki over who was just talking Cardi B was that Nicki was right. So Nicki was hasn't been
Cardi
writing
write
that
her
shit
shit.
then.
Cardi write her shit. He wrote her Tatiana verse right in front of me in French
Oh,
Montana
okay,
studio.
okay, all right, for sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. You go to my Instagram, we in the studio. French wasn't even in town. All the studios is booked up. It was BET weekend or something. French let me go to his crib and use the studio over there in Calabasas. Yeah,
Okay.
so I don't
Man,
know.
PTR Wack.
But all you gotta do is go listen to Safari's music and then go listen to Nicki music.
not only that, just listen to how the music changed after Safari left, nigga. Like, shit
Yeah,
wasn't the same.
go listen to Safari's music.
Yo,
Right.
100 is a hit. 100 is a hit, bro.
You see, I
Yeah,
don't really listen to him like that, so I'm just kind of going
yeah.
by what I
Safari
sort
was
of
a
heard.
pen.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, so that I don't know what she talking about.
That's
Like,
hard for me to believe, but okay.
oh,
Nah,
for you
Rue,
to
you
believe
can
all you
hear
want.
it
Oh, a
in the
super fan.
music.
That's
Like
why he
if
Go
you
voted.
That's
listen
listen,
to
exactly what
Safari's
his
I
music,
song.
nigga.
but Rue, if you
Nigga
look
wrote all
compare
that shit.
her early shit, like the Dungeon Dragons,
Go
the Did It
listen
on
to
them and shit,
all that
compared to the
shit.
new shit, it's totally different vibes. And remember, there was a point in time where all the Nicki fans was like, we missed the old Nicki. But people who
That's
didn't know, like at
Safari's pen.
exactly, because at the time I didn't know that was him writing. But you know, when people start mentioning it after the fact, it's like, oh shit, that makes sense why the music sounds different.
All you gotta do is go pull up Safari music.
Y'all
Wack,
know
it
that
said
the
that she
ad-lib
but
when Did It at him is Safari in the background screaming? Like, oh shit, she shitted on you. Y'all don't know that Safari in the background?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah. He wrote
I
all of
don't know
her
Go
how to
listen
shit,
to
feel.
all of her early
Safari's
projects.
music and listen to Nicki's music.
it said that she managed Nicki.
Who?
Auntie Deb.
Did like if you look it up and a couple of things, I made sure I googled it.
I
Like
mean,
she managed her.
maybe way back when nobody.
Yeah,
I
that's what
don't know.
she's talking about. Like the Gucci days, like when she put out her mixtapes and shit like that. That she literally
Yeah, but I
managed Nicki
mean,
Minaj.
I'm gonna be real. Like, it didn't move until Wayne signed her.
Yeah, cause she managed them before Wayne, before the
Yeah, she
Safari
wasn't
stuff.
with him when Wayne didn't move till Wayne signed her.
So you really believe Safari wrote that shit?
Ain't no belief.
Hell
Hey man,
yeah.
let me explain something to you, man. I be behind a lot of shit.
I believe you.
Her career would have been over years ago if it wasn't for me. Straight up, them tapes everybody was looking for, Whack had them. Nigga, I bring her management on here back in and tell you, Whack flew to New York, delivered that shit to us, and said you'll never see it come out. Gave my word. It'd have been over with. Everybody heard about them motherfucking tapes and nobody saw. Like, you can't tell me. And guess who had the tapes? Where you think the tapes came from?
Where?
Ray or Safari.
Yeah,
Safari.
exactly. Who fucking house you think she was living in? Who you think she was like? Who you what the fuck? Like, nigga, it would have been over with. Nigga, that shit would have came out. Nigga was game over. Nigga, Chris Brown, Rihanna on steroids.
Mm.
Game over.
And actually, if you seen
Mm.
that documentary, you can see it with Safari, and when she writing stuff, you can see him like helping her out. Like you can see like, oh yeah, use this line, use that line. Like
So
Wait,
if
which tapes are y'all
anything, he
talking
helped
about?
her.
My
He
bad.
gave her some input, but
Ain't no
actually,
input. He pinned every. Go listen to Safari music.
okay. I don't know
Start
where to
right
find
there.
it.
Go pull up Safari's music and listen to his fucking music, and you're gonna hear nothing but fucking Nicki Minaj music. That's all you're gonna hear. It's his pen, his
But then again,
cadence.
don't forget like these people were like working together for a long time for
That was his
years, so
bitch. That
they're
was
gonna
his
have each
bitch.
other's sound.
Let me slow it down. That was
Okay,
Safari's
okay,
bitch.
yes, I
Ain't no
remember
working
that.
together. It was his bitch.
Okay, that was his girl for a long
That nigga
time,
penned
so
all that shit. He penned all of that music.
they gonna have the same sound.
Huh?
What? Wouldn't they have
Yo, what
like
You
the
when
out
you
your damn mind.
like? But like, okay,
You
you
out of
said go
your
listen
mind. You
to
hear the
Safari.
same cadence, the
You
same
just
shit.
said go listen to okay,
Go
they got
listen
the
to
same
his music.
cadence. That's what I'm trying to say because they were together. So like
Hey,
you're
look,
gonna have
man.
the
Hey, listen.
same.
This is why religion got a lot of y'all fucked up because y'all want to believe what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. That's Safari pen.
But
I'm listening. I'm
Think
learning.
about
It's
how
just hard
think
for me to believe.
Rude. Think about how many rap groups there are, and don't none of them have the same sound, and they're in the same group. So
Oh man,
if he's got her sound, yeah, I mean you gotta. And
that's
Wax
his
telling you
pen.
he's
I'm telling
sitting
you,
there.
that's his pen.
I'm not denying Wack. I'm just like asking him, do you believe really that he did that? He
I
said
don't have to
yeah.
Yes,
believe.
So
they
That's his
both
okay,
pen.
it's a
they both
yeah.
said it. Look up the interview
He
because I
said it.
That's his
remember
Everybody
pen. I'm
know
telling
them
you,
that.
his
saying that.
fucking pen.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I don't fuck what you want to believe. That's his pen.
So did he ever get any credits like on the writing or nah?
Well, I don't
You
know how that
you
was
just got to
going
go back and
because I
look to
know
see if his
Stunner did a
name's in.
pub deal with him, and he only did the pub deal with him because he knew that was his pen.
Oh, okay. So basically, that was what he got paid at, anyways.
Yeah, that was his pen.
You
I
So
know
see
what?
what
I would
you're saying.
definitely take your word for it. You did say that number one, you got a lot of insight in the industry. You are a manager in the industry.
ain't no
You work
insight.
with a lot of
I be hands on with
well,
a
you work with a lot of people, so
whole
you got
lot of that
insight.
shit.
You got a lot of insight. So I mean, if you
That's his
say
pen. If you notice,
firsthand,
when they broke up, when Meek Mill did
hmm
the weird shit and videotape, FaceTime Nicki and showed Safari at Puffy Party fucking with the stripper bitches, right?
hmm
Immediately after that, her music changed.
That's what that nigga did.
That's what his bitch ass did.
That nigga corny than a
That nigga
motherfucker.
FaceTime Nicki and Safari was over there doing his thing in the basement at the stripper little shit at Puff House, and the nigga show was letting Nicki see what Safari was doing. That's what he did.
Oh, that's
Wow.
crazy.
that's wild.
Nah, that's right
That's
there.
that's
Some
some
bitch
hater
ass
shit.
nigga shit.
You know, Safari was Nicki Minaj's professional purse holder for many years. For him to
hmm
fuck up that, he could have signed his way.
so Rude, the
Oh,
last track
he
that he
was
dropped,
more
Yeah,
than a
but here's what
purse
the thing
holder. Yeah,
though.
you can't call him a purse holder if he was
Wait,
writing
wait,
for her.
wait. Did you call a nigga a purse holder?
She
Yeah,
She
that's
did. She
crazy.
did.
said
She
what she
did.
said.
Fuck out of
You
here.
know,
No,
there's
it's
a
not
couple
that.
gay
That's not
niggas
Nah,
that
that.
agree
That's a
with what
check
Twitter.
this
Will
out.
Hold
did.
on. That's a
He the
Twitter
one brought
joke.
her into the industry. He the one got her the interviews with Slade. He the one brought her into a group. He the one gaslit her shit. Was a pen to her music. I don't know what you mean purse holder.
No, it's a joke. Like people also say, Jay Z is Beyonce's babysitter,
Get the
professional
fuck out of
babysitter.
here.
I swear
Get the
to
fuck
God.
out of here.
Yeah, that's
Some of that
crazy.
shit's
That's
funny.
weird.
I
That's
think
weird.
Wack is
It
sick of
looked to
our
me like
shit.
y'all trying to find a way to belittle the men.
That's a
That's what
fact.
it is. You know, it's being called a joke, but y'all
Yeah, it's not.
satisfied
Yeah,
spreading that
that's like
shit.
a
That shit
nigga
is
saying they
crazy.
trolling, but they're really saying disrespectful shit. Nah, we ain't. Fuck out of here.
I love you, Nikki.
Yeah, I love you, Nikki.
Now, one thing about that interview that we listened to, I didn't get Dev's beef with the Gucci situation, like why she felt the way that Nicki shouted him out versus, her or whatever, and saying that he didn't fuck with her until a certain point. Because from my understanding, they Ben was doing collabs and shit.
Man, Gucci been Gucci. Gucci the one put Dev's son on. So then from that, Dev got put on. So let's not, at the end of the day, Gucci is Gucci. Gucci is responsible for a lot of talent. So Dev, because of Gucci, came Waka Flocka. And when Waka Flocka came in the beat, then came his mama. Let's just be real.
Well, that's why I said what she was saying was crazy because she said something along the lines of, rappers enjoy signing other rappers because they don't want them to be bigger than them. So I felt like she was trying to say that's how Gucci runs his program and shit. But there's a lot
That's
of
the
people who
case why he
became
make a lot of rappers
successful.
big. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. So I can get some more personal shit because her energy towards Gucci, that shit was like a bit off to me. Like the shit she was saying is not what I see, and I know we don't got that background information, but it just gave like she was hating.
I mean,
Somebody,
I can recall over the years. I've never really heard. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've never really heard Gucci speak out, or like even say something as little as like, that's my dog or anything like. when it comes to Nikki. Like I've never, but she's always gave props to him, always. But I don't expect him to say anything because he was in jail for a while, um, during while she was during her reign.
I think
So
when Gucci was like doing all that tweeting and shit, he didn't he say something about
You
Nicki?
remember that when he used to
he
take her
probably
to a
did. I didn't catch it
$29
though.
hotel?
Yep, he
Yeah, I
said
remember
that.
that
Yeah,
shit.
where he
Yep,
I
I
said
remember
he
remember
that.
that.
said he had
He
fucked her
spoke
and
on
he
it.
had did all that. I don't want to bring it up on stage if we ain't gonna talk about it, but
No, he said it. Nigga, we
yeah.
can go get the content. That nigga went out on
Hmm.
everybody. That nigga was on everybody.
That nigga was tweaking. Hey, Wack, when that shit was going
That
down,
nigga wasn't tweaking. That nigga was telling the truth.
I was just about to say when that shit was going down, what was you thinking? Like, what was you? Because I
Nigga
know
was
you are
telling the truth.
outspoken.
That nigga went and his homie that owed him, he went and found him, robbed him, knocked on his mama door. Gucci was on some other shit. He was telling the truth.
Shout out to Gucci man. You a real one. You a wild one. I fuck with Gucci though. That nigga crazy.
Hey, think about it though.
I
He
think
didn't
they
get
just
canceled.
be emotional because it sounded like she was hurt about, um, her relationship with Nikki. So I feel like she was kind of taking that out on Gucci. That's what it sounded like to me.
I mean, Gucci ain't paying that no mind. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like through him came them.
Correct. I never heard of a Waka Flocka until I heard of a Gucci.
Yeah, Gucci put Walker on for sure.
Yeah, then Walker made his own way to the EDM side later on.
So smart. That nigga so smart with that Wack. I ain't gonna lie. He getting that EDM money.
Uh-huh.
All that DJ money over there.
I wanna make love,
Yeah, money.
love, love.
You know them
Hey.
DJs that be doing like them little
The
like
party.
techno parties and
Hmm.
techno
Oh,
dances and
okay,
shit
okay,
like
Like
that.
okay.
house
Y'all be seeing
music.
them big ass
Yeah,
raves
they
and
be
shit.
You
Yeah.
know who would have been
Them shits
popping in
are fun.
EDM if
No,
they would
but
have
look,
kept going?
let
Kelly
Wack let
Rowland.
Wack tell y'all the price difference between what a nigga get per show over there versus what a nigga get on a rap show and domestically.
Totally. That's how Flow Rider's still eating same way.
Oh
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
and Drake
people
them
just
love
bitches
them
crossed
that
over
EDM
laying
into
up.
that
parties.
too. He just crossed over into that. I feel like the house music, with that last album, he was doing more like lo-fi kind of house music beats.
Hmm.
The album before the last one, yep.
That's
Those
what
are
they
timeless.
doing now.
And Beyonce.
Drake playing a little bit of everything though, because he was doing Caribbean vibes at one point. He switched like he. I think he got his hand in a whole bunch of shit. I think he do it real smart.
You know what's nice about that sound, that EDM sound? It's actually really universal, especially in Europe. So like, not only do you get to curate a fan base here, but also in Europe and all over as well. Like them European fans are actually batshit crazy.
Hmm.
Like they eat that EDM. That's all they do. Go to raves and go to EDM parties.
Like, did you go to any clubs when you was down in Mexico?
Fuck no.
Okay, so they played a lot of EDM down in Mexico,
Are you
like a
in
lot.
Cabos or Cancun or Tulum or wherever?
No, I was in Playa del Carmen, south of Cancun, like 45 minutes south of Cancun.
Go to Coco Bongo if you have the chance. That was a lot of fun.
I'm not doing no clubs in Mexico. Not gonna happen. Not fucking. Only place I go is to Rosarita Beach to a concert and I'm out. I ain't fucking with that.
30 minutes
Y'all women,
tops. He's
y'all
out of
women,
here.
y'all women keep playing with it too. You gonna get introduced in human trafficking.
Oh no, there was
But
some shit that went
better
down.
watch the last Rambo. Pay attention.
No, because when you at the clubs in Cancun or in Cabos, like you see like these big like trucks, like military trucks, and they all carry AK-47s and stuff, and they're
They
supposed
drive
to
down
protect
the street all day too. That don't stop them people from doing what they doing. Y'all keep on playing with
all the taxi drivers work for the cartel. That's some.
it. Y'all keep on playing with this shit. Y'all motherfuckers crazy. The world be telling you what's going on. Y'all still go.
We like to play with fire.
Yeah, that's
A
cool.
what?
That's why I don't give a fuck about when y'all get burned.
Whack, that's crazy. Because when I said that shit to you about traveling to different places, you told me that I was a complainer.
Nah, what I'm telling you is when you got a place that they telling you human trafficking is going on at, a place that has no order, that has no control of the government, and you want to keep playing with that place, that's on you. I hope you get everything you got coming to you. And I'm not gonna feel nothing about it. That's on you.
But you know what, Wack? That's a lot of the women. My daughter got mad at me last year because she 24, was getting ready to go to Mexico with some of her friends. I
I'll
told her
shut
no.
all that down.
And she ran through the I'm grown, but she do listen to me when she see me get mad. But I'm not playing that shit. I was like, nah, you're not going to that. There's no way. You see the news. Why even take the chance?
Y'all ain't seen Taken? That's the same shit. Remember he told his daughter and then she went,
Go look at the last
lied.
Rambo. The
Mm-hmm.
last Rambo was based on that and that alone. Friend baited her right in. Sold that bitch.
Damn.
Keep acting like this world ain't wicked and this world ain't weird. Go on down
Exactly.
there for a night. Look, this is what y'all doing. You going to a country that ain't equipped like the country you from to go in a building to listen to some music you don't listen to just so you can motherfucker turn on your phone and say, I'm here. I'm confused. You doing that for who and for what? Knowing your risk is crazy. Knowing you can't even make a phone call if you wanted to. You wouldn't even know how to use the motherfucking payphone. Knowing that if you get snatched, ain't nobody gonna find you. Everybody gonna act like they don't know what's going on. It'll be 3, 4 days for motherfuckers realize you gone. By that time, your motherfuckers be motherfucking another 300, 400 miles deep south playing.
in
And then
Nicaragua.
now all of a sudden you want to find God. But yet God woke you up with a brain, a mind to think, listen, read, understand what's going on in the world. And you said, well, God, fuck this brain you gave me. I'm about to go down here and I'm going to up my risk factor anyway. Call on God now. Deal with what you got to deal with.
Unc, you think it's about where they going or how they moving when they where they at?
Bro, look, nigga, read the world. Nigga, if they telling you, yo, human trafficking is at an all-time high, motherfuckers are snatching motherfuckers and taking them across the Mexican border, what the fuck you want to volunteer just to go drop around there and go club and get drunk and all kind of crazy shit? Man, you out your motherfucking mind, man.
Tell
And I
them,
Yeah,
was
Wack.
that's
just down there,
facts.
nigga. I went
Tell
to
them,
where I
Wack.
was staying, the location I was doing my business back to where the fuck I was staying. Nobody running around here playing around there. You think they don't know you ain't from around there? I'll think everything about your dress code and everything tell you ain't from around there. As soon as you open your mouth, they tell you ain't from around there. But then you want to go over there playing around, and then when your ass gets snatched because that's how they eat, nigga. This person right here is worth 1,000 US. You know how many pesos that is, nigga?
Right.
When y'all keep on playing, keep on playing. The
I
world is doing its job. They alarming and alerting you.
That's why I ain't never been to Mexico and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Y'all say this,
Mm.
but I
It's
go to
scary to
Mexico
think
every
about it.
year.
Yeah.
They
Like
I
alarming and alerting
did.
you. Like Naughty was down there playing. All they had to do
she was.
All they had to do, see, this is what now you understand. The bartender might be the Denise, right? All the taxi motherfuckers, that's mafia shit, right? And you got to remember, they doing anything that makes money. Drugs, human trafficking for prostitution, for body parts, all that. All they had to do is drop some and fucking and Naughty drink, and Naughty was over with. Done. Game over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like in the club situation. I can When you was talking about it, I was just envisioning like, okay, dark club, they're listening to music just to pull out my phone. Yeah, it's a possibility that somebody can drop
Buildings
something
is
in your
like
drink
our
or
buildings in
shoot that motherfucker up.
1974. Our buildings are like yo, everything about that shit is some other shit, and the motherfuckers know it.
I'm gonna say
AC ain't there, you know what I'm saying? All that. The fucking police is on the tape.
Tell them, and
So I don't know why you think they're there for
They
you.
at
hey,
the
Wack,
clubs it
and
looked
tell
like
them
they
too.
all work together. Like they all work together. It was
Man,
like
they'll kidnap
they
you by
all
the
work for
three
the
and
car.
four.
All of them were the club owners, the people that work the bars, the taxi driver. They all work for the cartel. And how I know this is because I go to Mexico every year. But this is where people fuck up. People like white people specifically. This is how they fuck up. They like to go to where the locals live. You don't want to meet the locals. You don't want to go to the dingy towns where it's poverty stricken to go check out and see view. Nope. There's streets like if you don't even need a rental. Don't even get a rental
Because if you go down the wrong street, there's a video of a guy, he was in Cancun, but he went down the wrong street and a bunch of guys from came out the bushes with AKs talking to him like, "Why you coming down here?" And they were scared, and they caught it all on camera. So it's like just stay in your. If you do go to Mexico, get an all-inclusive resort and just stay put at the resort.
That's where I was located at the resort, but we went out and we went to the clubs. So we went out to the clubs. It was like a big long street and there was clubs everywhere, whatever. But we stayed in the resort for everything because everything free.
Yep.
But
Yep.
when we went out to the club, it was cool. It's just that I could see that everybody was in something, like they knew each other or like they was doing something. So, but I had fun though. But whack it right because I don't want to go down the wrong street.
Keep on
My
playing.
my
Keep
Keep
on
resort
playing.
was
You
playing.
lucky.
one
You
block
lucky. Now that you
away
keep playing like
in
that, they would have had you
Cancun.
in a trunk somewhere going off like a trophy.
I keep playing because I'm looking at the map when I'm down there. All you got to do is get about 20 miles headed west, and you out in the middle of nowhere. It's over with. That quick, your motherfucking ass is out in some jungle
In the
shit
sticks.
When
on
it,
some back roads in
when
the sticks.
whenever
On
I
the
go
back
to
road where the poppy
Cancun,
filter at and everything
I
like
stay
that.
at one location, and that's the Americana Grand La Fiesta at the very tippy top of that peninsula. And it's one block away from all the clubs, so I could just literally walk across the street. I'm at the clubs, and I walk my ass back to the hotel. Ain't nothing to it, but it's just about location and where you at and knowing your surroundings. Like, just be very mindful.
And
Don't go
now
down no.
Mexicans is aggressive as fuck. They aggressive.
They'll take a
Now
group of
I
y'all, about
know.
a three or four, like three or four of y'all. They try to kidnap all y'all at the same time. They ain't playing down
And you
there.
think them little Mexicans they ain't strong? Them little Mexicans look like 5 foot
No, they
five, or
is
three
strong
foot
and then
three, but
they
they little strong little
aggressive.
built little midgets. You know what I mean? They,
It was so many grabbing my hand and stuff like that. Just like I'm like, okay, like dancing and all of that. They a little
Yeah,
aggressive. I ain't gonna lie.
Worried about people anyways because I barely trust people. But I'm going to Mexico in
well,
March, and y'all got me over here.
Listen,
You got me over
Cabos
here
is
thinking about
dangerous.
all this stuff. But we are staying in a resort though,
Yeah, I went to
all inclusive.
Cabos. I feel like Cabos is way more unsafe because it's smaller, but like the areas that you can actually go to as a tourist is very small compared to what you can do in Cancun. So as soon as you leave, like it's like one street where it's closed, just like two blocks. That's it, and the rest turned into like residential homes that the people that work for all the hotels live at. And you do not want to go there, and they are standing in crowds in all different areas, and it's like these windy back roads, and it's just not safe if you're by yourself. I would not recommend you going to Cabos by yourself at all.
Maybe on a cruise,
Maybe.
right? I definitely feel like the resort way is the way because when I went to DR, um, that was around the time people were dying from drinking the alcohol out there. They were ordering service and getting alcohol and dying. We stayed on a resort called, I want to say it was called the Lifestyle Resort. It was really nice ass resort, dope as fuck. We was drinking like fish, okay? We was going crazy. We get back home, and then a couple months later, we hearing about all these people, American people at that, dying from just ordering shit like Grey Goose and just different drinks and shit like that. So, I think it kept us safe being on the resort. We only went outside of the resort to travel back to the airport. That was the only time.
Oh,
Yo, you was in
someone
Puerto
stole my credit
Plata.
card.
You went to
I
Puerto Plata.
um I was I in Puerto Plata? Let me double check, but I want to say yeah or no.
we used to
I
go to
don't know.
Rosarito Beach all the time every summer.
Get them
I
Let
lobster.
me
know.
Get
double
hey
check.
Pop us
hey.
some beer.
Get them lobster tails, man. Get them lobster tails,
You
man.
already
Quit
know.
Got
playing.
lifestyle resorts.
You
Yeah,
already.
I know they got lifestyle resorts all over that joint. But if you, the one in Puerto Plata, I stayed at that one. So when you had said lifestyle resort, like my ears went up. Like, but yeah, that Puerto Plata one, I've been to that joint.
Hey,
I
Hey,
G
just
Charles
went
hey,
hard
walking
hey,
one
hey, G
time
Wayne.
at
Hey, G
a
Rico.
at a
Wayne was just
club,
down there. Wasn't you, G
and they made
Wayne?
a
How long can
popular
y'all stay
card
at
with
the
Rico
resort?
tag.
Oh, just to answer your question real quick.
Man, I'm
I'm
not
sorry to
fucking
cut.
with none of that shit. I didn't like that shit. I went down there because I had to, and I was keeping it real simple.
It was Puerto Plata.
Hey, Wax
The
said
resorts be
16
antennas.
days
nice
is too
though.
long.
A
Wax said
big resort
antennas
with a
up.
private beach is
Wag down there with the full
Bro, you
satellite
got,
antennas
bro,
on.
like, you can look at that shit. First of all, y'all got to remember, you're not in the United States anymore. All the rules and regulations you think is gone. It's over with. This ain't like going to Europe where it's some fucking order. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the movies, that shit is real.
Hey, Wack, they got three different police forces, and they'll all tax you one by one. They got three different forces, and they all will run your pockets for nothing just to do it.
Or getting this little ass paddy wagon and go to jail, nigga.
Yup,
They'll
just
threaten you
like
like you
that. Get in
cash
this
out.
for
Cash
nothing,
out.
doing nothing, for just driving in the street. You go to
Mhm.
jail and not be found for 10 years.
You know what's
It's
interesting
crazy.
about those resorts in Mexico? Like they know everyone that's supposed to be staying at that hotel. They recognize your faces. Like they don't let anyone just walk into the hotel just
That
sitting
resort
there.
don't mean shit. Do you know what fucking Chapo's sons got kidnapped at from them resorts? Do you know where they had fucking multiple murders? Them resorts. Them resorts don't mean shit.
Man, they had about a year ago. My boy said he was in Cancun at the resort, chilling about around the pool. Said them niggas came in there and gunned everything down, trying to get their man. They didn't give a
That's a
fuck who else
fact.
was around. They got their man. They got a bunch of other motherfuckers too. That's it. Like you never gonna hear about the motherfucking Rich Carlton, the fucking walled off Astoria, motherfucker running in there, fucking trying to gun down his fucking enemies at the pool area.
That's crazy.
Did y'all hear about the new Rico case that's going on?
Who now?
They got
Which
Sauce
one?
Walker.
Nah,
Yeah, they got him and 14 of the members of TSF
boy, I tell
Where's that at? Where's that at?
in
Damn.
Texas.
Texas.
I know where. But where's that
I
paperwork
got it
at?
off Instagram. Hold on, I sent the link to Ruin Danny on Instagram.
Sauce Walker, you said?
Yes, sir.
Fuck.
I literally just seen it. I'm
I
about
thought
to
you said Saucy
Now,
Santana.
now let's see how homie
oh
conduct himself.
no.
Is it a federal one or is it a state one?
We can run this one at the top later.
If it's
Let's run that.
Texas, it's
Why
federal.
why can't
It's
they
a federal.
hand down the KKK a RICO charge or some shit?
Beats this off the case from like 3 years ago.
Right.
wait. You saying the nigga talking about 3 years ago? So well, I'm confused.
Is that
Nah,
that one
that
where he
was a
was going
They
back and
just
forth with?
sold it. They just
from a case from 3 years ago.
what? Was the nigga just arrested or not? What is this nigga talking about?
Nah,
I'm
he
confused.
was.
So they just picked all of them up right now.
Hold on, let's find out.
That's
I'm looking at the article, but it's
Man,
audio, so
that shit would have been everywhere.
yeah, I don't know if this is recent or not, but I could
But you saying Sauce
pin
called a
it.
Rico 3 years ago? I'm confused.
Famous?
hold on. I'm listening. I'm looking at the report right now. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm looking on Twitter. It don't say nothing about him being arrested, bro.
Man, that shit would have been everywhere, man.
I don't think it's him. It says 14 members of his group. So he may not be included in that.
Yo, Shorty said people have zero reading comprehension online. It does not say Sauce Walker got arrested anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, where that come from? That shit would have been everywhere, man.
It do
It
say
says
members of
14 members of
it say members
TSF arrested. Not him
of,
though. It doesn't say.
Yeah,
Sauce.
that's what I was saying. The link is at the top.
What
Naughty,
is
are
it?
you able
Guess
to?
what is
You
this shit?
could figure out. It does like they didn't put anything in the article. You got to listen to the audio to figure out what they're talking about.
What's the name of this little thing?
TSF, the Sauce Factor.
I just sent it to Naughty to see if she could play it.
Local rapper sent to federal prison. I don't see. I don't know. Is that right now? It just happened right now?
Mine says 4 hours ago.
Excuse us while we process this. Just a moment of silence. Thank
Big girl and see what the hell.
Yo, what's the date on the arrest?
Indictment appeared in federal court. Anieli Ruiz joins us now with what else she's learned. Anieli. Well, 3 of the 14 people arrested yesterday appeared in court today, and we were able to gather some information. Now, here's what we know. The Department of Justice made these arrests in connection with the FBI and, of course, the Houston Police Department. This was all part of their investigation. The people arrested were taken in for various violations that include drug trafficking of meth and heroin, processing a Glock switch, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. They were arrested after a federal jury indicted them, and the feds say it's part of their goal to reduce the crime in the city of Houston. Maybe some who are linked to violent offenders. Drugs, guns, and other acts of crime are part of a violent crime. So we're taking every precaution we can out there, or I should say every angle out there, and we're addressing it. We spoke to the attorney of one of the men today. Although he says he just received the case, he says some of the people arrested are part of the hip-hop community and says his client was actually on house arrest when he was taken in. I don't believe he was out in the community committing any crimes that were deemed to be violent. So my understanding is that primarily the charges are drug related, and I don't see the violent nature as to what the government may be alleging in this crime.
How old is
The
the
hearings
clip?
for the men will all take place sometime
This was
next
4 hours
week.
ago.
The FBI hopes that this
It
serves as
happened
a
on
warning for
Wednesday.
criminals, and they say that they're coming after them. They're not going to stand behind allowing this violent crime to continue in our city. Reporting live, Anayeli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
They were taken into custody on Wednesday, Wack.
Everybody, what they was TSF associated. What they saying?
Yeah, it's not. It's just because they're some of them are part of the hip hop community. They didn't even. It doesn't say nothing about him in general. So I'm just reading what it says on this what it's
Is,
got right here.
is
So
it targeting TSF?
it says Houston, more than a dozen men are behind bars and facing federal charges as part of a joint operations to crack down on violent offenders in the Houston area. A total of 14 men were jailed after being charged with various crimes, including drug trafficking, possessing a Glock switch, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. U.S. Attorney Alexander something announced Thursday the following suspects were taken into custody on Wednesday. Anthony Ketchum says a bunch of different names. Anthony is, yeah, uh, according to a news release. That's all it says. There's like
So why
13.
you coming here talking about TSF, bro?
Yeah, I don't know who said that, but that's just wild.
Hey, why you coming here saying
That's what the
Sauce Walker arrested,
what was
and
up.
then you throwing TSF up in there why you do that?
Use the clickbait title on it
Most definitely.
instead of, yeah, and then
Yeah, but
just
that's the
ran what
problem
actually
with
happened.
you niggas, man.
Yeah, that was my fault.
This is why I catch a lot of heat. Niggas be like, "Yo, Whack, you said what you mean?" I said, "What the title said? Did you click it? Did you click? Oh yeah, that shit totally something different. So you went off the title.
Factual. That was my fault.
Yeah, you part of the problem, bro. Niggas like you spreading false rumors on niggas, and you don't want to take the time. That's what I'm saying. Incomplete niggas. You don't want to take the time to click it, hear it, and say, "Oh man, they just put that shit in there so I can hear this shit." I seen one title that says Wack 100 disrespect somebody, and when you clicked it, it was a fucking Tom and Jerry clip. Wasn't even me at all. But niggas is commenting none of this shit. That nigga always talking. No nothing of me.
No, I stand on it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Don't take them, dog, but like zero point 0.1 milliseconds to click. That's nuts. They want to send on Sauce to jail for no reason. I don't think he that stupid. He too visual to be doing something that crazy. But we move on. I pretty much I'll see in the headlines an hour. Wax says Sauce Walker is
Mm-hmm.
charged with a Rico. That's why I hate when
Mm-hmm.
niggas bring that bozo shit up in here. They put it all on me. I did it. Remember Reek did that shit with that other nigga? I did it. Wag did it. Shit crazy.
For the record, Wack didn't do it.
They don't give a fuck about that. They give a fuck about the
They don't
clickbait.
give a fuck about that
That's
shit. The
right.
wax name's
You're
gonna be
right
up in
about
that
that.
title on
The
that
lie
shit
is
post
more
title
I did.
smoking.
entertaining.
Well, y'all, let's get into this next one. We have what does it say? Alleged half sibling of social media influencer Jada is accused of murdering his 19-year-old girlfriend at the European Wax Center. Crazy shit, right? Let's dive into this article.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, an alleged sibling of social media influencer